Assassin's Creed Valhalla is bursting onto our screens in 2020, and after that humdinger of a cinematic trailer and the admittedly tiny gameplay sneak peek, there is plenty to dissect. Instead of using an axe like EIVOR, the protagonist of the upcoming Assassin's Creed Valhalla, let's take this slowly and carefully as I dive into the things you've missed in the trailer and gameplay we've seen so far, as well as a few details from the pre-order bonuses. From details about your very own Viking settlement to hints about the return of nation leaders and potential wolf mounts, here's our Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer and gameplay breakdown. First up, right at the beginning of the trailer, this lady is a Volva, a female seeress or witch who was highly respected in Viking culture. They were able to wield Norse magic called sæðr, and were so revered that Volvas were guaranteed food and lodging no matter where they went. So having her bless EIVOR in front of a statue of Thor is a big deal. That blessing means that EIVOR's journey from Norway to Britain is favoured by the gods, so our protagonist is probably already a famous leader, unlike the relatively unknown Cassandra or Alexios in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. EIVOR can be either male or female, with customizable beard, tattoos, war paint and gear, which is a safe sign that, like in Odyssey, you can transmog your armour and weapons, which is a relief for anyone who's as picky about aesthetics as I am. So you can make your EIVOR look however you want, but no matter the appearance you choose, prepare for the Saxons to be none too friendly. In the trailer, we see EIVOR sailing to Britain in their longboat with a hearty crew of Norse folk ready to go raiding. During said raid, these Vikings let the women and children pass by unharmed, contrary to the historical portrayal of Vikings being violent pillaging types. It's a sign that EIVOR, and the Vikings they command, is a more sympathetic type of warrior, and that you might even be trying to convince the Saxons that you're not as bloodthirsty as hearsay makes you out to be. But I'm afraid there's one chap who thinks you are ravenous for bloodshed and intends to treat you accordingly, and that's Alfred the Great. Historically, Alfred repelled the force of Vikings who invaded Britain, called the Great Heathen Army, but at the time of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it looks like Britain is still split into loads of different kingdoms, like Northumbria, Kent, Mercia, Wessex, Cumbria, and many more. At that time, Alfred was the King of Wessex, but after his victory over the Great Heathen Army, he'd start to gradually unite all the kingdoms and pave the way for his grandson to become the first king of England. Assassin's Creed Valhalla could end with the creation of Dane law in the north, which was, broadly speaking, a treaty that allowed Vikings to settle in the north and have peaceful relations with the other kingdoms. Anyway, all that is way in the future, with Valhalla taking place when Britain was divided into multiple kingdoms. What all that history means for Valhalla is that it makes sense for nation power and nation leaders from Assassin's Creed Odyssey to make a comeback, with the leaders for each kingdom potentially being targets EIVOR can eliminate or convert to the Viking cause. It's not been confirmed yet, but I'd bet on nation power and nation leaders being a big part of Valhalla. Toying with Britain's nation power is all very well, but sometimes you'll just want to chill or, for the more bloody-minded of you, plan how you're going to make the Saxons crumble. And though Assassin's Creed Valhalla begins in the harsh, politically charged Norway, it's in Britain that the bulk of the game takes place, and is where you'll build your very own village settlement that you'll come to call home. This village is where you'll recuperate/plot your campaign of slaughter, and acts as the starting point for most of your quests. By the sounds of it, it also changes to reflect decisions you've made. Oh, and you can take the look of your settlement even further by customizing it with objects like statues, trees, and shrines. Doubtless, there's going to be many more items to customize it with in the full game, and I wouldn't be surprised if some were handed out as quest rewards. In an interview with Tom Phillips of Eurogamer.net, lead producer Julien Laferrière says that you'll see your village prosper and grow, as it's where your clan mates will live. To me, that sounds like you'll recruit NPCs to live in your village as the game progresses. Yet, it's not just individuals who will flock to your village if you play your cards right, as entire clans can pledge themselves to your cause too. La Ferrière mentions that you'll see the village adapt to reflect alliances you've made, not only through friendships, but also through weddings, which will forge relationships between clans. Plus, it's here that your romances will come to fruition, if that's your kind of thing, you horn dog. More aspects of Odyssey are returning on the battlefield, like conquest battles. Okay, despite the fact the conquest battles aren't confirmed yet, this scene certainly looks like one, complete with a heavy mini-boss to fight. Have a gander at their helmet, which looks inspired by the real-life Sutton Hoo helmet, and then watch how the Vikings in the cinematic trailer attack the Saxon forces. There's shield maidens, axes, throwing axes, javelins, spear charges, and, although we didn't see it, definitely some kind of berserker mode. EIVOR spots Odin, or some mysterious figure who looks a lot like Odin, in the midst of battle, which could hint that there's a way to call down aid from the heavens, or wherever the Isu chill, to help you in battle. This might not take the form of a literal god helping you in battle, but rather a buff to your stats or an animal companion to temporarily fight alongside you. Considering how powerful an ability like that would be, it's probably one that's found higher up the skill tree. Attacking with that range of weaponry is a given, but, like in Odyssey, there's possibly going to be a legendary upgradable weapon in Valhalla that's similar to the Spear of Leonidas. This axe is seen multiple times in the trailer, and with its gold trim certainly looks special. Plus, the fact that it was wielded by your father, or whoever this seasoned figure is, might imply that it gets handed down to you upon their death. Like the Spear of Leonidas, you might use Isu artifacts to progressively upgrade it throughout the game, though I find it hard to imagine how you'd use an axe to assassinate people like you did with the Spear of Leonidas in Odyssey, as axes are, to use a technical term, traditionally more hitty-hurty than sneaky-stabby. Mercenaries are definitely returning to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but are very different this time around. In Odyssey, mercenaries were sent after you if you killed too many Athenians or Spartans, or both, without being all sneaky about it, or you could hunt down mercenaries yourself and kill them to move further up the ladder. Valhalla, however, lets you create mercenaries. Yeah, you heard me right. You and other players will design and customize your very own mercenary Vikings, which can then be recruited by other players to fight alongside you. Then, when your mercs are fighting side by side with your friends, you earn rewards. Maybe that's in-game currency or resources for your settlement. Sounds like you effectively loan out your mercenaries to buddies and are incentivized to optimize them so they get chosen for battles over other mercs. Interesting. During the battle, you also see Eivor's Raven flying around, which replaces Icaros the Eagle in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Details are few and far between at the moment, but thanks to an interview on Eurogamer with Julien La Ferrière, we know that as a whole, Valhalla is going to be less reliant on UI, with your Raven possibly picking up the slack. The last thing to pick out from the trailer is these two kids who are seen gallivanting around. Eivor looks to be their parent, and this might imply that they'll become playable later down the line, with a choice to play either the boy or the girl. Maybe Eivor dies at some point in the story, or maybe a sequel to Valhalla is already in the works. Jumping to the bonuses you can get if you pre-order Assassin's Creed Valhalla, there's some nifty things that you might have overlooked. Here you can see that it comes with what looks like a wolf skin, or possibly a wolf mount. Either there's a wolf companion Eivor has whose appearance can be customised like your horses in Odyssey, or, and by God I kinda hope this is true, you can have a wolf mount in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Let's sail back to the pre-order of Valhalla, as it also has a clue about the naval component of the game. EIVOR is seen on top of her customizable Drakkar, a type of Viking longship, which you'll be sailing throughout the English waterways, raiding as you go. La Ferrière says that you can raid any military location on the rivers of England, getting resources in return which you can use to upgrade your settlement, or more firepower that can be used against big old bandits in the region. Yet this time around, you won't be using cannons on other boats. Vikings were more fond of the whole jump out, raid, jump back in approach, with the Drakkar acting as a swift getaway vehicle. It's no surprise that naval warfare is being done a bit differently to Odyssey to make it really feel like it belongs in Valhalla, as the whole game is being headed up by Ashraf Ismail, creative director of Origins and Black Flag, both of which took the naval aspects of Assassin's Creed to new heights. Lastly, La Ferrière confirms the present-day sections are returning with more information about the first civilization. And with that, that's our Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer and gameplay breakdown done, dusted and burnt on a pyre. The game will be coming out on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 as well as current gen. If you liked the video, why not chuck it a like and hit subscribe to see more videos from me, Aoife and Ian about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We come out with a new video every single day, so there's always something to watch. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and smear some colour around my eyes, braid my hair and sharpen my axe, so I'll see you next time.